Welcome to the Tuning In podcast, where we talk alignment, intuition, and our internal guidance system. We cover woo-woo topics in an approachable and practical way. I'm your host, Dana Evans of Alignful.com. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Tuning In podcast. So, how are you doing? What's going on? What are you feeling? Let's take a little moment, if you're able, while you're listening to this, to just take a little pause. Sometimes it just is nice to settle. I'm actually sitting here in my closet in the sun. It's a snowy, cold day, but the sun is shining on me and it's warm. I have my eyes closed as I'm recording. And I'd love to invite you, if you're able, to just pause for a moment. Sit down, stop the doing, pause the mind, and let's get into the being. So if you can sit down, close your eyes, inhale through your nose, and then exhale audibly. Yeah, really making it like an audible sigh exhale. Inhale through your nose all the way up. Pause and hold it. And exhale audibly. Good. One more like that. Inhaling through the nose all the way up. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. And then audibly exhale. And just settle there at the bottom of the exhale. Take a moment to be, to breathe, to receive. Interestingly, you can listen now. Just for a moment, I'm going to share something from my inner voice, but you may remain in that receptive breathing state with your eyes closed for just a few more moments. So stay with me. I'll bring you out when it's time. But interestingly, my inner voice has wanted to send little voice memos to people in my life lately. So I'll be sending a voice memo just to talk to them. It's my favorite way to communicate with people because it's the bridge between texting and a phone call. And I love the bridges, the shores, as my human design coach, Lauren, calls them, the in-between. And as I'm sending these voice memos, my inner voice will interject and send these sweet little love notes to the people that I'm sending messages to. And one in particular I felt resonated. It was for her, but I also feel that it resonates and is a beautiful message for all of us. So while you're breathing, while you're in this receiving mode, you can listen as I read this little message. Listen with your heart. Listen with your inner voice. Listen and receive all that there is. The pause between breaths. It doesn't mean you are not breathing, but the breath isn't all there is. For every pause and space and every moment in between is exactly what you need. If you breathe too much, you get dizzy. And if you are dizzy, you are in your head. And if you are in your head, you are not in your heart. And if you are not in your heart, you cannot create your art. So let it be, let it be, let it breathe, let it breathe. Enjoy this moment, just you and me. Good. And then again, inhale through the nose. And you're welcome to rise up. And you're welcome, if it feels appropriate, to blink your eyes open. The other thing that's been coming up a lot with clients and friends and family that I'm talking to is we're tired. We're tired, we're tired, we're tired. We're tired of COVID. We're tired of distress, emotional distress. We're tired of ruining the environment We're tired of separation. We're tired of fighting. We're tired of working too hard. We're tired of not having space in our lives. We're tired of beating ourselves up. And to me, it just means we're tired of the old way of being. And so every interaction I can, and I'm finding more of these throughout my daily life, is I'm pausing to breathe, to slow down my breath, to reconnect with myself, and to be, to tune in, to feel in to me. I find it to be such a relief when we breathe and receive. And as you can see, just the moments, that was about 3 minutes total that we spent together at the top of this episode, breathing and being. And that alone has such a powerful effect in how you feel. And how you feel affects what you do. So if we can all spend a few more moments every day breathing, receiving, and being with ourselves, connecting back to self, imagine what will come of the actions that you take, of what you're creating, of how you're showing up in this world. For me, it's been really helpful. Every time I close my eyes and breathe and reset, I'm like, it's like my shoulders relax. The tension within relaxes. And that's just from this very simple practice. If you take it a step further, when I speak with my inner voice, it's even more release. When I do an emotional clearing, there's huge amounts of release. I've been working with people recently, and we're doing these inner voice sessions, which you can find on my website, alignful.com. And then you click work with me and you can book a session right there. They're 2-hour sessions where we talk to your inner voice. And a huge part of that is this emotional clearing. And essentially, your inner voice will bring up any stored emotional baggage that is really weighing you down emotionally, spiritually, energetically, physically, all of it. And then you process that emotion. You clear it. Sometimes my inner voice brings up, I have like laughter therapy and I like often hysterically laugh to shake it out. Sometimes you cry. Sometimes you just breathe and it starts to dissolve. But it's this beautiful experience of coming back to self, right? And each level, each connection, it starts with something as simple as the breath and the pause between breaths, as my inner voice brought up. And as you start to build that connection to yourself, as you start to build that ease and comfort of tuning in, you'll start to want more. This is the secret. And this is where the work, right, that I loosely call it, this inner work, this connection to self, tapping into your inner voice, it's so powerful because it's the juiciest connection you have. It's the place where you feel the most peace, the most at ease, and the most clarity. And it's not like this thing where you do the session, then everything reverts back. But the more time you spend in that state, the more you feel as if you're always in that state. You feel the peace, you feel the ease, you feel the connection, you feel the clarity. And that becomes where you operate from, right? It's not about all the external stuff. We have very little control over that. But imagine if you could feel more clear, calm, and connected as it relates to the external things. In fact, I did this exercise with my minds, the college students that I teach, the minds students, just this morning. And I had them all rate their stress level at the beginning. And then we spent a good, probably 15 minutes. We did a body scan, we did a meditation, and we did a gratitude practice. And then I had them rate how they felt afterward. And the number went down I feel less stressed. I feel less worried. I feel more calm. I feel more aware. And nothing else changed, you see. They did not suddenly fix the world problems, right? They suddenly didn't have to study for a test or do homework. Everything in their external environment stayed the same, but what shifted was their inner state. And their inner state made them feel better. And when you feel better, you're more able to do the things and to face the world. And it's this beautiful practice. And what I'm finding is I used to do a meditation, for example, like once a day or right before bed. And I still like doing that. But finding these mini moments throughout the day of just taking the slow, deep breaths, slowing down, lying down and pausing. Those mini moments are helping me because it's the constant reminder throughout the day to be present, to take control of my inner state, to witness how I'm feeling and to process. And then, of course, I have all the tools to go even deeper, to take it even further, to make an even longer lasting experiment, right? Make this my life. And so that's all I wanted to offer. This is a very short episode, but it's potent. And in fact, my inner voice, I had my own inner voice session last week, and it used this beautiful metaphor of, it said, stop trying to be the curry. And of course, my inner voice talks to me in food metaphors. I thought that was hilarious. I was like, what's wrong with the curry? Or the facilitator asked, and it said, it's too many flavors and they're too dispersed. Instead of being the curry, be the Serrano. Be the potent pepper. I was like, whoa, right? Slowing down and spending more time inward, right, allows us to be the pepper. Instead of dividing all of our energy and all of our time and trying to just do all the things, we can slow down. We can breathe, and we can be the pepper, the pause between the breaths. And these tools are invaluable. So I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you, again, can tune in to the potency of this short and spicy episode. I will see you next week. As always, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Tuning In podcast. As always, if this would resonate with anyone you know, please share the episode. You can follow along with my journey on Instagram at Dana_Evans, or find me on my website at alignful.com.